The media is only as credible as your performance allows it and them to be. It's a powerful tool. It's a powerful engine. It's something that you can't stop once it starts. The media is like a locomotive on steroids. That's what the media is. And one thing that we must know out here in the boxing world and in sports in general is if you want to stop the media, you have to stop it through your performance. And then you can shut them up. Clear example to this is Russell Wilson. Too short. Not fast enough. Doesn't have a big enough arm. Can't see over the lineman. Tom Brady. Not athletic enough. Too sticky of a kid coming out of Michigan. He fixed them by winning Super Bowls after Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. If you want to shut the media up, do it through your performance. Peyton Manning, how could he possibly do anything? He could never get over the hump. You know how he shut the media up? He finally got over the hump. And not only did he shut the media up that time, he has 2 neck surgeries that could end most people's career, even in accounting. And he survived. You know how he shut them up? He made it back to the Super Bowl with a different team. How many quarterbacks can say that? So he shut them up by his performance. And then there's the flip side of that coin. People expect for it to just happen to them. And that's really not usually the best way to build character. First, you think of guys like RG3, Johnny Manziel. Let's say these guys could be entitled. One thing that they have not figured out how to do yet is to shut the media up through performing. Tyson Fury, Vladimir Klitschko, the Steel Hammer. Head on collision course. Today, I'm going to get into something very good. Round by round with the Fight Doctor, aka Eric Bradley. And we got 4 rounds of funk to give you today. First and foremost, shut the media up through performance. Tyson Fury's too awkward. Tyson Fury is not athletic enough. Tyson Fury talks too much. Tyson Fury, he's not a real solid boxer. Tyson Fury is fighting the heavyweight champion of the world, Vladimir Klitschko, the Steel Hammer Klitschko, one of the most educated heavyweight champions in boxing history. Let's give him credit where credit is due. If you want to shut the critics up, Tyson Fury, he's going to have to do it through his performance. This is no small task, and Vladimir Klitschko is not here to lay down, people. Now I'm going to get into a few things that I want you guys to really absorb, take it inside, process what I'm about to tell you, because these things will be what equates to the championship fight Saturday night being something that many of you didn't see coming. Vladimir Klitschko is very calm now. He's bought into himself. Well, I know a few things about Vladimir Klitschko that some of you may not have had the opportunity to experience or know, but we had the privilege to actually prepare a guy like Vladimir Klitschko against Tony Thompson. This was not too long ago. It was about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever. He was able to go to a camp. We sent 2 fighters. To get this guy ready, he needed southpaws, and we had big southpaws. Tony Thompson's every bit of 6'5", shoes off. So we got two guys, 164, 165, both southpaw, both awkward, both very well schooled. And they were flown out to Australia to meet with the great Manuel Stewart, rest his soul. We gave them great work, needless to say. One of our guys got to stay basically the entire camp, getting them ready. One thing you'll learn about Emanuel Stewart is there's no one more educated inside of that corner than Emanuel Stewart. He knows everything that's happening, and he knows how to adjust and adapt his fighter. He's one of the best cornermen that I've ever seen. All right, now we're about to lead into the next round. Next round, we're going to get into the unique qualities of Emanuel Stewart and what he truly brings to a training camp. Because now he has Jonathan Banks in his corner. Vladimir Klitschko, I want him to understand that Jonathan Banks is not Emanuel Stewart in the corner. There's no other coach in the corner that I've seen more significantly important and so on point. And I did not really care for his coaching style, how he did it. Commentating, excuse me, because his coaching was second to, arguably none. Eddie Futch and, some of these great coaches like that. Georgie Benton, all these guys were legendary coaches. And Custy Amato, of course. But round two is how specific the things that he did. He knew that if he stayed in shape with his fighters, he took his fighters in and treated them like family. He can get the best out of them. But what he did so good is he would mimic what the other fighter would do very well. He wouldn't just do miss. He'll go through the whole act. He was a pure teacher. Vladimir Klitschko is void of that now. Back when he fought Corey Sanders, he was knocked out. He was knocked unconscious almost. He was flailing around the ring. He was getting knocked from pillar to post. Why is that? Prior to Emanuel Stewart, he taught him how to use his size, his reach, his spacing, distance, jabbing, sticking the totem pole jab like Hearns. This guy's had a lot of experience. Hooking off the jab, all that without getting hit, pulling the guy in, keeping the guy at bay, and then sticking him with that right hand, hiding in behind the left knuckles. So, this is a fine art. This wasn't just being coached. This was being taught a science of not being dealt with. And he's proven that. He's taken that style and mastered it, just like Lennox Lewis did. A lot of people got in front of Lennox Lewis. He never been in the ring with a man he didn't beat. So you could say he was undefeated. This is what a guy like Emanuel Stewart offers. And so now you got to use Jonathan Banks, who in his moment of, triumph, he froze up in the ring against a guy that wasn't quite going to be a world beater. And we look at this and we say, what is he going to be able to do? How is he going to get over this storm? Because one thing that Tyson Fury can do is he can change hands. Switch hitter, we call it in boxing. In the ring, in the gym, a switch hitter is someone in fluid motion can throw a right hand and switch to southpaw out of the conventional stance with just one shift. Wow, switch hitter. And if you think that's an easy thing to deal with, you got problems. Tyson Fury can do this, and Tyson Fury is every bit of 6'9". He's a big man and over an 84, 85, 86-inch reach. That's bigger than anybody that fought in the past 20 years and made it to the top. Even, Lennox Lewis was 84. 84 inches. He's 2 inches longer in the arm. That is distance to cover. So what we're going to do next is get into how will he manage to do this with Jonathan Banks? Someone who will now be tested. How do you teach your fighter not to fight with the size advantage? Because holding guys off is not going to work. Playing the mummy style is not going to really work with this guy. I believe he can hit him good, and I believe he can drop Tyson. But I believe Tyson said one thing: I got up when I got dropped. What will you do? You haven't been up once you've been down. In this fight, there's a good chance you're going to go down. His confidence is soaring. The closer he gets to the fight, he truly smells the sign of someone that's afraid of possibly being upset by someone who's such a talker. Tyson Fury is the real deal. He'll get to prove himself Saturday night. The thing that you have to take into mind or take with you, because this is a pearl of wisdom, is that being in a fight, being in the corner, is like waking up in the morning or at 3 a.m. in a foxhole and rockets are bombing and the guy next to you is dead, body torn in half. I mean, straight out of a dream, okay? That's what being in a corner. You feel instantly retarded. And this is coming from the fight doctor. See, one thing that these media personalities fail to realize, that it's easy to sit on the outside and say, this is what you should do, this is what you should do. But Mission Impossible is when you can see two guys who've trained for approximately 2 months for each other go in the ring and clinch like two pit bulls locking. You can't process that in the blink of an eye. That's how fast the round is whenever you're in that corner. Let me repeat myself. You instantly go retarded. Now, the thing about it is, can you come back from that? You've just been hit, blindsided by a Ford truck. You're unconscious, and someone's going to come to you straight in and ask you what to do, and you're the one that's hit. That's what an analogy, when you tie it to being a coach, what it feels like in that corner. Because when that guy comes back, you got to be able to differentiate what happens from the elbows out, the punches. What punch did he get stunned with? What punch should you look out for? What punch is he setting you up with? Where are you placing your feet? All this in the midst of trying to figure out this guy's movements and this guy's corners plan. And then you say, you know, well, what qualifies someone to know these things? Experience, so you could speak to them with maybe, let's just say, experience? Probably. So having that opportunity, understanding what Tyson Fury is capable of doing, jumping back into this, understand that Tyson Fury can no longer talk, no matter how many different characters he brings to the table. He has to actually bring it to the table now. One more round to go, and I'm going to close the show. And I'm going to leave you with this. Whew. Tyson Fury, Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir, regardless of how you want to look at it, all those fights is great. You have a new lion in town. Ronda Rousey, she had a new lion in town that wasn't exactly a new lion. It was a lioness that had been around. You just kept overlooking. Now, Tyson Fury's in the same situation. He's young, he's brash, he's ready to fight. Klitschko, you cannot believe that all the fights that you had before will lead you to beat a guy like this only on those fights. This guy's a different stature. This guy can switch hit. That left hand that Corey Sanders called you with, that was real. I can't believe that this fight is about to happen. I've been waiting for this fight for so long, and all the UK fans, we're glad that you tuned in over here to Master Boxing, and all I can do is thank you guys for watching. Klitschko, Tyson Fury, it's about to happen, people. Let's get ready, because post that fight, the energy is going to be ridiculous, and then you're going to lead this whole big fight card right into, down the road, a Deontay Wilder fight possibly. This is the year and the decade of the super heavyweights now. From 2015 on. It's happening. We're living in it. And this is just as big as the last era. The difference is it's just going to have a different complexity. My name is Eric Bradley, aka the Fight Doctor, and I thank you guys for watching. Make sure you stay tuned to Master Boxing, because this is where we break the fight world down, round by round. Tyson Fury and my boy getting down. Like I said, continue to watch, subscribe to the channel. We love doing what we do with you guys. And like I said before, don't just watch these guys and see a good fight and kind of try to figure out what's happening. Don't just watch boxing. Go out to masterboxingllc.com and be boxing. Learn the science. Learn it from the corner. And I'll keep you on the record. So long. Boom!